You will say, branches were broken off so that I might be grafted in. That is true. They were broken off because of their unbelief. But you stand only through faith. So do not become proud, but stand in awe. For if God did not spare the natural branches, perhaps he will not spare you. Note then the kindness and the severity of God, severity towards those who have fallen, but God's kindness toward you, provided you continue in his kindness. Otherwise, you also will be cut off. Romans 11:19 through 22. My 2009 Chevy Cobalt had a check engine light on caused by trouble code P0452, open circuit in the fuel tank pressure sensor. In this particular case, the sensor is located on the evaporator, which is at the rear of the vehicle, just in front of the trunk and before you get to the gas tank. What I found is that one of these wires going to the sensor is broken, the green one there. And so you just depress this tab on the top and it comes right out. I'd already had it loose, so, but it's just you push down this thing here. And so, but that doesn't let me take it all off because it's still connected to this other connector here. So what I'm in the process of doing right now is taking the terminals out of this connector so that I can work on this other connector that's broken off of the car. And before you take the terminals out, you have to release this blue piece up here on the top, and it's just clipped in on both sides. So once you pull those off, you just push it out like this, and it just comes right off like that, and then that will allow you access to pull those terminals out the back side. There's a white tab there on the bottom, and you can see on the one next to it where it has the terminal still in there right here. You stick a pry tool or one of these guys. It's got this one's made by Delphi, just a promo kind of a thing, but you can get a little pry tool or you can use a little screwdriver, and you simply stick that in on top of that tab and you pull it down away from that while you're pulling on the wire that's on the back side of the terminal, and then it will, when it comes out, it will look like this. Okay, so this is the seal right here, and then you have the terminal, and that little white tab just locks into this terminal, and by releasing that tab you can just pull this out of the body. Okay, so I'm going to try to do one of these here so you can see. I'm going to stick my little pick in under that white tab and grab the wire on the back side, and it just, once you get it started, it should just pull right out like that. And one more. And there it is. So now I can take this harness and go work on it out from underneath the car. Okay, so now to fix this wire, I'm going to go ahead and take the terminal out of this connector also. And so the first thing that I'll want to do is remove this piece right here. That is the retainer that holds the terminals in there. piece that looks like that. And now I have to remove this purple cover here. Maybe this one will fit in there. Just pop it up on both sides. Okay. So actually, if I get a good look at this here, green one is broken, and this other one is also most of the way broken. So it's really only the black wire in the center that's doesn't appear to be broken. So I'm going to need to look and make sure that I get these in the right place. Because if you plug them back into the wrong place, things are not going to work right. So I'm holding it in this orientation. The green one is on the left, black one's in the middle, and I can't really tell what other wire color this is here. Maybe white, but the white one, let's call it white, is on the right. So after I take these out, I won't be able to tell which one they go back in, so I want to make sure and document that beforehand. And now it appears that there is just a little black tab here that retains that. So if I take my little pick and lift that up and grab a hold of the wire on the back, and there you can see it comes out of there like that. So what I'm going to need to do is get another terminal that is like this, and then strip off this wire and then crimp the new terminal in there so I can put it back in the proper connector. And also I'm going to take this other one out as well. Raise this little black tab. Nope. It broke the rest of the way off. It looks like I might have broken that retainer. So I may have to get a new connector too. There we go. And since I'm going to have to get a new connector as well, I will just try to be a little more careful in taking this one out as well. This tab here I broke, so actually it might be okay. No, it's not snapping back, so it might work if I can't find the connector, proper connector, but because this thing will go over the top of it and keep it on. But if I can find a new one, I'll just get another one. Okay, so here's the one that broke off, and here is the one that I attached to a longer wire. So I was able to find a little crimp and a seal that matched the terminal. So you may not be able to find these things so easily, but I'm thinking you can probably buy what's called a pigtail, which would just be probably this piece with the wires already hooked to it, and so you could just do what I've done with this one is you just unwrap that, you pull these wires out, you splice this wire to the other end of that one, I'm going to get another piece of this to extend that all the way up to the connector itself, because there was a bunch of it exposed the way it was originally, and that might have been what caused it to break, so because it didn't have support there. So, and then I'm going to wrap it up real good with electrical tape. And you will need crimping tools like these that allow you to make that crimp. So that's another reason to buy a pigtail if you don't have those tools. So. Okay, so I couldn't find another connector here, so I'm going to go ahead and try to push this one plastic tab down to be able to get this purple piece on. And if you look down in there, there's right here at the back that will actually push that plastic piece down, so it won't let it come out. Okay, and so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this pick to press that thing down when I put this on. So it looks like it's on there all the way. It should work just fine. And the real test is to make sure that the wire doesn't back out. And it doesn't. It's nice and secure. So I'll just cut these off all at the same. I'll cut the new wires, don't cut the old wire, but cut those off and splice them together, and then we should be ready to install the extension piece of tubing here that I've got, and tape it all up, and we should be good to go. Okay, so I put these 3 wires back on this connector and snap the blue piece over. And so I'm going to plug that back in. I think I'm going to plug that back in. Okay. And this one, assuming goes right there, and this one goes right here. Okay, so connected those. I was finally able to get that one open, and so I ran that through there and up over here, and there's another one back here to support it. And I did add this little section here of the flexible conduit, let's call it that, and so I wanted this to be able to come in straight rather than coming off at an angle. And this one too, I'm trying to have it come in at a gentle angle. And so I'm going to connect these two, and so we should be all set on the DTC.